Now, your 21 Alive First Alert forecast.
Good morning, First Alert meteorologist Caleb Saylor here with a forecast update. Our First Alert weather day still continues until the noon hour because of those bitterly cold wind chills. So we don't want you to let your guard down quite yet, but there's some promising news in that we are going to see warmer air start to move in over the next couple of hours and over the next couple of days. So currently outside right now, the temperatures are in the single digits. This is a promising sign that at 10:50 in the morning, we're seeing temperatures already in the single digits because this is about as warm as we got yesterday afternoon, and we've still got several hours of warming to go. When you tack in the wind, when you take the wind into consideration, the wind chills in a lot of places still ranging anywhere between about 10 below zero to 20 below zero. So that's why we still want to caution you to just keep in mind that it's still bitterly cold out there. So that's why we've continued our First Alert weather day until noon. But that's when we can expect some improvements. Improvements. I want to add some context. It's still going to be cold. It's just not going to be as cold as it's been for the past couple of days once we get beyond the noon hour. So when you're heading out this afternoon, still wear multiple layers, hats, coats, gloves, take all of it, because until noon, wind chills are going to be below zero. And then we'll start to make that improvement and see those wind chills rise above zero. And when we look regionally and we see off to the west, Peoria is sitting at 18 degrees. St. Louis is at 20 degrees. Even Evansville is at 10 degrees. This is warmer air that is moving towards us. Not necessarily warm. I know warm and cold, it's all relative, right? But this is warmer air that's moving towards us. And the warmer the air gets, the higher the wind chill is going to be, and the lower the risk for frostbite and major impacts from the cold. I'm going to take this graphic full screen here and point it out to you. We've been in this light blue range for the past 3 or 4 mornings. This is 30 minutes or less for frostbite to set in on exposed skin. So that's why we've issued the First Alert weather days, because we knew that the dangerously cold wind chills were going to have an impact. This is that 30 minutes or less range for frostbite. But as the actual air temperature warms up, we're going to be more in that minus 15 to minus 5 range for the wind chills around lunchtime, and then into the low single digits with a couple of places just a little bit below zero later on this afternoon at the warmest part of the day. So that's why we're not continuing the First Alert weather day beyond the noon hour, because temperatures are going to warm up to a point where it's not as dangerous, the cold is not as impactful. And then we get beyond today, we're going to see even warmer air move in. So let's look at your First Alert future temperatures and wind chills. Like I said, still in between about 5 below to 15 below for those wind chills around lunchtime. But the actual air temperature is right around 10 degrees. And then the warmest part of our day, in between about 2 p.m. and 4 p.m., we'll see the air temperatures in the teens with the wind chills in the single digits below zero. And then at 4 p.m., we start to tick the other way. Air temperature still in the mid-teens, but the wind chill is now above zero, barely, for most places. This is a sign that that warmer air that's off to our west is going to continue to filter in. Overnight tonight, we're even going to see temperatures warm up a little bit into the upper teens, so that's a good sign. Thursday morning, you won't be waking up to wind chills below zero for the most part. There might be 1 or 2 spots that sees a -2 or a -3 for the wind chill, but for the most part, wind chills are going to be above zero for pretty much everybody. This is the number in orange, the wind chill, with the actual air temperatures in the upper teens and even the low 20s. So it's a big improvement from where we've been for the past couple of days, with actual air temperatures in the morning below zero with wind chills about 20 below. And Thursday afternoon, we're expecting to get into the mid-20s. I would not be surprised if Thursday afternoon we see 1 or 2 people outside wearing shorts, because it's going to feel a lot warmer than it has been. Personally, I don't think it's going to be warm for, most people. But still, this is an improvement, and it's getting even better for the weekend. This is the upper levels of the atmosphere here. And these light blues in these darker shades of blue, that's that Arctic air mass that's been sitting on top of us. We'll still see some chillier weather through Thursday and Friday, but as we get into the weekend, that Arctic air starts to retreat off to the north, and that boundary between cold air and warm air is going to sit right on top of us. So when we've got that boundary right on top of us, that means temperatures are about normal for this time of year. This is Saturday at 2 p.m. And that's what we're seeing in the temperature trend over the next 5 days. We've got warmer air. By the time we get to Friday, yes, temperatures are still in the low 20s, but this is not nearly as bad as it has been. And then a high of 32 degrees is expected for Saturday, and that's right where we're supposed to be for this time of year. So it's a promising sign that warmer weather is coming. It's just going to take a couple of days before it gets here, but we're not going to be in the 50s anytime soon. It is still winter after all. And speaking of winter, let's talk about snow chances over the next couple of days. Today, we don't really have to worry about it until we get to about 10 p.m. or so. Then we can expect a few light snow showers as a clipper system moves in. And that low snow chance is going to continue throughout the day on Thursday. You can see around lunchtime, 1 p.m. or so, there's that little bit of spike, meaning a little bit more widespread snow is possible. But even still, it's going to be very light in nature, and I'm not expecting us to have to deal with much in terms of impacts from this snow. We can see the weather system actually off to our west. All of this is starting to dry up. It's running into some dry air, so I'm not really expecting much outside of maybe a flurry this afternoon. But back off towards North Dakota, South Dakota, this is that clipper system that's going to move in really quickly, bringing us a few light snow showers. Future track shows that the bulk of the precipitation is going to fall between about, I'd estimate, 9 p.m. tonight to about midnight, 1 a.m. Still, notice these blues though. Very light shaded colored blues. We're not expecting a lot of snow out of this. This is going to be a non-talking event for most people. But as we get to Thursday afternoon, the lake effect snow machine starts to turn its way towards us, bringing us a few more moderate snow showers on Thursday afternoon into the evening. Note that time, 9:30 p.m. Still seeing some lake effect snow showers, especially off to the northwest of Fort Wayne. So how much snow are we talking? Less than an inch for most people. This is going to be a dusting at most. I don't expect much in the way of travel impacts. I don't expect slick roads, grounds. The ground temperatures are just so cold at this point, and where this weather system is coming from, it's not going to have a lot of moisture with it. The atmosphere is not as juicy off to the northwest side of Canada as maybe it would be if the air was coming out of the southwest. So not a lot of moisture to work with. This weather system will be fairly quick moving, so less than an inch for most people, and really I think it's going to be a dusting at most. So